one of the hottest topic these days is AI, LLM. And of course, with the DeepSeek and open source, talk about how you look at open source and AI.
So this is a really complicated issue, right? So much of AI is built with open source. People are using PyTorch to do the training. They're using things like LangChain and Crew AI to do a lot of the building and stringing together of models and agents. And so open source really has its roots at both the building and enablement for AI. There's lots of controversy around the definition of what open source AI might be. I don't think that that's a settled question yet. We've got model weights that are licensed under open source licenses, which is great, which is certainly a move ahead of the strict licenses that said you can use it for this, but not for that. And so that's a move forward. But without the data, which very few models are providing, it's really hard to be able to recreate and modify. And so if you're looking at kind of the history of open source and you go back to things like the Debian free software guidelines and before that the four freedoms from the FSF, uh, the permission to explore how it works and how it and modify it and then ship changes uh, really appears to be missing without access to the raw data. And so that seems like it's still a little bit of controversy. And people are trying to decide just how much needs to be open for it to be considered open source. Um, but open source pervades everything in AI, whether it's um, the open source tools that are used to build it, the open source infrastructure on it. I was talking with someone a little bit earlier, and one of the primary uses we're seeing people use Kubernetes for right now is to run those training workloads. And uh, the ability to orchestrate those massive workloads is a lot of work, and that Kubernetes makes simpler. So I think my sense is that uh, AI is one of many workloads that Kubernetes in the cloud native space is enabling.
Once again, and going back to FSF, for definition, the basic idea was I should be able to see the code, I should be able to modify the code, and I should be able to redistribute the code. We can
Yep.
talk about all the licenses, but the Richard Stallman, I used to talk to him a lot.
Yep.
That was the whole idea, right? I should be able to see, write, and
See,
redistribute.
study, do
And
whatever I want with
yeah,
it.
and so, I mean, the world is a complex place, but this is
Yeah,
also it's not as simple as a lamp stack, right?
absolutely. It's not. It certainly
It
is
will take
not.
time, yeah. And
And
OSI
and
is doing
it's
some work, and you are also involved with some, open source foundations and
well,
organizations as well.
the Linux Foundation is also doing some definitional work as well. So there's a lot of places trying to figure that out. It's a lot more complex though because uh, software and specifically source code and object code is only one small facet of these AI systems. We've got lots of math. We've got the transformers, which typically is implemented in software, but you know, it's a lot more complex and a lot of different types of intellectual property than source code. In many ways, software is much simpler of a concept to wrap your head around.